The sun was setting behind the old baobab tree, the same tree where Amani and Zuri first met as children. Back then, life was simple. Barefoot races on dusty paths, shared mangoes, promises whispered like secrets to the wind. "I'll marry you one day," Amani had said, his voice full of childish certainty. Zuri laughed. "Only if you don't forget me." "I won't," he said. But life had other plans. Years later, Amani returned to the village. Not as the carefree boy Zuri knew, but as a man carrying silence in his eyes. The village had changed. So had Zuri. She was no longer the girl who climbed trees and laughed loudly. She was calm now, reserved, beautiful in a way that made people pause. And she was engaged. The news hit Amani like a storm. He found her at the baobab tree. "You're getting married?" he asked, trying to steady his voice. Zuri nodded, her fingers tracing the rough bark of the tree. "My parents arranged it." "He's a good man." Amani laughed bitterly. "But do you love him?" Silence. The kind that says everything. "I waited for you," Zuri finally whispered. Amani looked at her, guilt flooding his chest. "I had nothing," he said. "No money, no future. I left to build something for us." "And now?" she asked, her voice breaking. "I came back for you." Tears filled her eyes. "You came back too late." Days passed, heavy and slow. The village prepared for the wedding. Music, laughter, celebration. But behind Zuri's smile was a quiet heartbreak. And Amani? He watched from a distance, realizing something painful. Love is not always enough. On the night before the wedding, Zuri walked alone to the baobab tree. Amani was already there, as if fate refused to let them go without one last moment. "Run away with me," he said. Her heart raced. For a second, she imagined it. A life chosen by love, not obligation. But then she shook her head. "If I leave, I destroy my family. My parents? Their dignity. And what about your happiness?" Amani asked. Tears slipped down her cheeks. Sometimes, love means letting go. The next day, Zuri got married. The drums played. The village danced. And Amani? He stood far away, watching the woman he loved become someone else's wife. Years later, children played around the baobab tree. Zuri passed by, her daughter holding her hand. Amani sat under the tree, older now, wiser, quieter. Their eyes met. A small smile, not of regret, but of understanding. Because some loves are not meant to be lived, only remembered. What moral did you learn from this story? Because the moral of the story: love is powerful, but timing, responsibility, and choices shape our lives even more. Sometimes real love isn't about holding on, but knowing when to let go. Please like, share, comment, and follow for more.